So today we're talking about displaying frequency. Okay, and there's a few different things we're going to talk about: a frequency table, a line plot, and a histogram. So a frequency table is a table that lists each item in a data set with the number of times that item occurs. So if I was doing a survey of how many pets you guys have, right, my smallest number is 1, my biggest number is 8. So we're going to list out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and now we're just going to do tallies. We're going to go through our data and we're going to tally up how many times each data item occurs. So I have a 2, a 3, and a 6. Then a 2 and a 3. 6, 6. 2, 2, 5. And then 4, 1, 4. 3, 5. 1, 3, 6, 8, 4, 5, 4, 1, 2, 2. And then once we have our tallies, we're going to go ahead and write the numbers. So we had 3 1s, 6 2s, 4 3s, 4 4s, 3 5s, 4 6s, no 7s, and 1 8. Okay, and if you really want to double check, we should have 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 data items, 9, 13, 17, 20, 24, 25. Okay, sometimes we don't want to list each individual number. So if you look at this one right here, it's talking about grades on a test. I don't want to list out, like my lowest one is what? 68. I don't want to have to list out 68, 69, 70, all the way through 100. So we're going to set up intervals. Okay, you can use intervals to break up your data, but they must be even and they cannot overlap. So for example, okay, I have grades that are in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, and then 100 and above, 100 to 109. So that's how I'm going to set up my intervals, right? You'll notice that my dog's whining. Nothing is overlapping, okay? So if you did like 60 to 70, 70 to 80, then where would you put 70, right? It would go in 2 categories. So each of these are even, right? In that this is 60 to 69, 70 to 79. We didn't say, well, what about 60 to 99 and then 100 to 109? So they're even, okay, and there's no overlapping. Now we can go through and say, okay, well, let's see. I have 68. That goes in this category. I have 1, 2 numbers, 3 numbers that go in the 70s. And then I could say, well, 90, 90, 90, 80, 80, 90, 60s, 80s, 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 90, 90, 80, 80, 90, and then 100. So now when I'm listing out my numbers, I had 2 are my frequencies, 3, 7, 7, and 1. So I should have 5, 10, 15, 20 data items. That's 5, 12, 19, 20. So I know they're all accounted for. Okay, a line plot is really similar to a frequency table, but instead of tallies, we're using X's. So we're gonna do a horizontal number line. Okay, so for this, we have the number of US representatives for 26 states. So the smallest was 1, the largest is 12. So I'm just gonna list out, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And now I'm going to start doing my X's. Okay, so I have 8, 6, 4, 6. So I'm going to do 8, 6, 4, 6. And then I have another 6 and a 1, 2, 2, 11. Then I have 5, 4, 6, 7, 2, 8, 10, 11, 8, 5, 9, 3, 2, 8, 3, 12, 9. And that would be my line plot. Okay, on the next one, it says the number of Twix bars purchased. So my numbers range from 4 to 12. I'm gonna do, and it looks like they're all evens, right? So I'm gonna do 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So my first row, or you can do it like this. Some people like to go and do it this way where you're like, okay, there's 1, 2, 3 4s. For 6s, I see 1, 2, 3, 4. For 8s, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For 10s, I have 1, 2, 3, 4. And 12s are 2. And you just want to make sure that you look and make sure that you've accounted for all of them. And then the last thing is a histogram. And a histogram is a bar graph with no spaces in between the bars. And the height of each bar shows the frequency of the data within that interval. My dog needs to go outside again. There we go. Okay, so, so I have numbers that look like they go from in the 50s to up in the 80s. So I'm going to make my intervals. Let's see. I'm going to do 50 to 59, 60 to 69, 70 to 79, and 80 to 89. Okay, and I'm actually going to make a little frequency table up here so then I can put it correctly on my histogram. So if I'm going to count, I'm looking and I'm like, okay, in the 50s, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 60s are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 70s, 1, 2. 80s, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 7, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So if I'm looking at it, oh, I missed one. And here it is, 85. So that goes there. So now I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And my bar is going to show the frequency. So how often was there a number in the 50s? 7 times. And I put the 7 inside the bar. 60s had a frequency of 6. 70s had a frequency of 2. And 80s had a frequency of 5. And that's a histogram. Okay, on the next one, it's talking about daily low temperatures. So think about a thermometer, right? It's going from -10 to 0. So it doesn't, up to, actually to +6, right? So let's see, I might say, okay, well, how many are from like -10 through -6, -5 through -1, 0 to 4, and then like 5 to 9. Okay, so -10 to -6, -5 to -1, 0 to +4, and then 5 to 9. So -10, -7, 2, -5, 0, -8, -6, +5, -4, 3, 2, -9, -6, -6, 2 and 1, -9, positive 6, positive 2, 0, negative 8, negative 7, negative 4, negative 3. Okay, and so this one was 10, 4, 8, and 2. So now when I make my histogram, my first range of temperatures, okay, and you could even go down if you wanted to and say, it doesn't matter, but this is negative 10 through negative 6, negative 5 through negative 1, 0 through 4, and 5 through 9. So then I need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now my dog is hungry. Rosie, Rosie. So in the negative 10 to negative 6 category, we had 10 numbers. In the negative 5 to negative 1 category, we had 4 numbers. In the 0 to 4 category, we had 8 numbers. And then in the 5 to 9 category, we had 2.